Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. We're going to take a quick look at KDA, and before we do, we usually look at Bitcoin, but I can summarize it in just a couple words. 61,000. That's basically where it's staying put. It's just a little below there, but there's a strong consolidation area right around 61,000, but a lot of institutions had added to their position at that point throughout the week, so I think we're in pretty good shape still, but all in all, just consolidating at a support right around 61,000. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm totally not a financial advisor, but I am very good with trading, and my goal is to help you become a better trader, right? I've been trading for over 15 years, and I have a very high success rate, and I actually have a signal group / trading community. Link in the description below for that, so we can all kind of learn and grow together. So be sure to check that out, of course. Really awesome experience, growing very fast, and I can tell you what, that it just brings me great joy to be able to help people the way that I have been able to. So thank you so much, my patrons. You know who you are. Really greatly appreciate you. Moving forward, KDA, let's just go ahead and talk about this here. Obviously, on the 4-hour chart here, you can see there's a pretty significant ramp up, right? When we look at TD sequential, you can see pretty straightforward. We've had quite a few situations where the price jumps up and just keeps on going, right? We get in that overtime phase. Thankfully, there was a bit of consolidation here recently, so this recent potential leg up here is warranted, right? It basically has an opportunity to have effectively calmed down before it jumped up again. Just bear in mind, it is still on the overextended side. There's no other way around it, right? And let's take a look at that. So 1-day candlestick here. We got our, 2.5 white soldiers, right? So that's kind of why we see this next leg up here, because there was a nice correction here, right? Normally with 3 white soldiers rather, it's a candlestick pattern where you have 3 strong green candlesticks in a row, right? Well, this candlestick yesterday was essentially kind of an abbreviated one, for lack of better terms. In other words, it kind of got cut halfway, so that kind of pretty much canceled all potential for that to happen. Therefore, the next leg up we see here today is warranted. However, just keep that in mind. This is still 4 strong bullish days in a row, right? And the increase here, while the price is already fairly high, is about 75%. So again, I still feel like that's a bit on the overextended side. We're back up over 70 on the RSI. Like, everything's kind of screaming overextension to me. But again, if you feel comfortable adding to your position, then by all means go ahead. I wouldn't personally feel comfortable doing that. I would take my profits and feel happy with whatever percent I might have got as a return on this, because I mean, this is definitely well up there, right? Again, it could continue going, because once you break all-time highs, it keeps pushing and pushing sometimes, but usually that's after a decent period of consolidation. We haven't had that yet, right? We had a healthy consolidation period here. That's why the price ramped up here. But if we don't get a healthy consolidation here, I feel and fear that we're going to see a correction down to at least the halfway point, which would be somewhere in the range of about $9 or $10. Wouldn't be terrible, but it could and should very well happen. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the 4-hour chart, see if the moving averages tell us anything. They're still a ways away. Not much to extract there. Ishimoku Cloud on the 1-hour chart, we didn't even bounce, right? We just kept on going. So it is working effectively as a support level, just with a bit of a buffer there. So all good there. Don't even need to worry about that. Let's see what TD sequential tells us. We are getting some resets here, which is good. So that kind of does allow the fact that the reason, it gives us the reason why the price is continuing upwards, right? Because it is getting some consolidation here. We're not just seeing a straight increase. So I am happy about the fact that we are consolidating at this point. Again, I don't feel like it's enough consolidation personally, but we will see here soon as to what will happen. So, big picture, that's kind of what we're looking at. Let's see where the volume profile tells us. And we can see a large amount of accumulation right around $10.85. So just say round number $11 is where we're seeing the most amount of volume. So this is one of those coins that's kind of starting to get, attention, right? And people are starting to add to their positions here at a higher side. So that is good, right? That does help us in the sense that it kind of reaffirms that support level right here with Fibonacci retracement lines about $11. So again, $11 I would say is a fairly healthy support. So if the price does come back down, it wouldn't be terrible to consider adding to your position at $11. Again, I would prefer the price to consolidate further before doing so, right? So I'd love to see the price kind of just come back down to 11, hang out there for a week. I know it sounds like a long time, but just hang out there for 3, 4, maybe 5 days, if nothing else, and then add to your position if the price is still there, right? Because that's the case in point where you want to effectively be able to feel confident in your decision, because states of consolidation are very healthy, and they're oftentimes looked at as like a negative thing. It's not a bad thing at all. Totally good. So I just want more consolidation from KDA. But again, we can't always get what we want, right? I mean, if it was up to me, Bitcoin would be at 70,000 right now, and all the altcoins would be taking off. That's a conversation for another day. But regardless, let's go ahead and take a look at the Fibonacci retracement and then call it a day here and just kind of see what we're looking at for, general potential here in the near future, right? So for lack of better terms, KDA does have potential by month end to hit about 1650 or 1640 on the higher side. Now, granted, it could actually do a lot more than that. So we got to understand this. So let's just take a quick peek at the time frame, right? So back here, this run where the price kind of peaked out. It peaked out on the 24th of October, and then on the 2nd of November, that was maybe that's 8 or 9 days roughly. We had a period of consolidation at support and resistance. Okay. Now, if we do the same thing here, right, we're only about 2 days into this potential consolidation period. So again, if we can get a full one more week's worth of consolidation, then 16.4 is absolutely doable, right? It's a very realistic probability. But again, without that consolidation period, there is a chance the price could ramp up to just say, $14 or $15. But just note, it'll come down at least halfway from its original starting point, right? Because this little continuation hasn't finished yet. Yes, it's consolidating and it's breaking to the upside, but I'm just a little concerned that we're going to see a pretty significant retracement if that were to happen. So just keep this in mind. If the price were to increase, right, and the price were to go up to just say $14, $15, $16 the next couple of days, that should be a red flag for you to take your profits and consider selling, because it cannot go much higher than that. Okay, so that exponential, standard deviation, it can only go so far. So if that's the case, right, all well and good, take your profits. So if I were you, set your profit targets right now, right around the Fibonacci retracement line. So maybe just say just under 1395, and then also maybe right around 1550. Okay, so that way you can take your profits as the price comes up. But in all reality, if the price were to go sideways for, again, just I would say 5 to 7 days, just like this previous run that allowed for it to consolidate just enough before it legged up again, we'd want to see the same thing, right? We want to see it over and up. That's how we get to 1650 or 1640 by month end, not by ramping up all in one day, okay? So just keep that in mind. Anyways, that's what to look for. So to summarize, yeah, 1650 is very realistic for KDA month end. It might even happen a lot sooner, but we don't want it to happen that soon, if that makes any sense, right? So to prepare yourself, the price goes right up to $16 here in the next couple of days. Absolutely take your profits, okay? Don't hesitate. However, the price goes sideways for some time, continue to add to your position, maybe do some dollar cost averaging closer to $11 at support, and then you can see and experience that next leg up comfortably without being worried about it just coming crashing back down. Okay, so that's kind of the big picture there. Hope you found benefit here, of course. If you do, like and subscribe, and feel free to join my Patreon community. It's growing rapidly. We only have a few slots left available for this month. And of course, price increasing next month based on demand. So thank you so much again to my current patrons. You know who you are. Love and appreciate you greatly. We'll look forward to seeing every one of you in the next video. Y'all take care now. Goodbye.